Okay, so we're going to look at how we take down the monsoon tent now. Very important to remember that you put the pole bag, peg bag and tent bag inside the inner of the tent when you pitched it, so that's where they'll be now. It's also important to remember to do up the zips on all of your tents before you take them down. So that's the inner zipped up and the fly sheet zipped up. Okay, next up we need to take out the pegs, and if you've got guy ropes that the pegs are coming out of, it's best if we shorten those and then double them up a few times and just tie them into a little knot just to keep that a bit neater. Any other remaining pegs can come out, and we'll just make a little pile of those. Remember, the monsoon doesn't really need many pegs to pitch it, so it's quite a quick tent to pitch and also quite a quick tent to take down. The first pole that's going to come out is going to be the pole that was in the fly sheet. That's our yellow pole here. So we can unclip the fly sheets from underneath the tabs here. Sometimes that can be a little tricky, as you just pull a bit of tension on it and then unclip it. And then I'm also going to take that pole out from inside there. And then Mr. Hayden's going to push the pole through. It's not a good idea to pull poles through tent fabric because you tend to just separate the pole and then you're pulling against the elastic. It's much better just to let your teammate push the pole through, and then we can disassemble this pole and pop that to one side. The rest of the fly sheet comes untabbed just the same way there, so we're just pulling those tabs off from the poles, and then that should be the fly sheet free. It's best if you take the fly sheet off in a symmetrical way, so I'm pinching the middle here. Mr. Hayden's going to grab the sort of the middle point of the front of the fly sheet, and then as we just sort of pull it back into the wind, it actually folds itself in half really, really easily. Okay, so folding tents involves a lot of symmetry, and you want to think about getting the roll the same width as the poles are going to be. So you can see here the poles are a little bit narrower, a little bit shorter than the width of this roll at the moment. So we'll just fold this one in a little bit there, and then just to make it a bit less likely to fly away, we'll fold it in half and we'll weigh it down with one of the poles, and we'll take down the inner. We didn't really have many pegs in the inner, it was only 4 I think, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. So we can take those pegs out now. And then the poles in the inner, they come out nice and quickly. So just pulling those out from the brass eyelets, and then the tent should collapse down fairly easily. And once again, we're just going to push the poles through rather than pulling them. Brilliant. And then again, we'll collapse these poles down. So then the next thing for us to do will be to find our pole bag and our peg bag. They'll both be inside the tent bag where we put them when we pitched it. And then put the pegs in the peg bag. And then the same way that we folded our outer, we're going to do the inner in a symmetrical way as well. So we'll bring that one over to here. It's a little bit wide, I think, still at the moment, so we'll fold it again, and then we'll bring the inner over to the outer. It doesn't matter which goes on the bottom, on the outside of the roll. And where did I put the pegs? I put them under there. That's the pegs. Found the pegs. So we roll from the poles, around the poles, and we put the pegs into the roll at the end, nice and tight. And they're nice and easily inside the tent bag. And that's how you pack away a monsoon.